The worst kiss ever. Sally Field now discloses the stunning Smokey and the Bandit reality after 45 years. From Burt Reynolds' drug addiction to the horrible script she almost rejected. Field reveals what happened on the 1977 classic set and, most unexpected, why she refused to speak to Reynolds for 30 years. Start with the details. Pasadena-born Sally Field was born November 6, 1946. Two separate environments shaped her childhood. Sally's mother, Paramount Pictures actress Margaret Field, introduced Hollywood glamour to her early life. Her Army officer father, Richard Dryden Field, added order and discipline. Glamour and order made Sally strong and resilient. Sally's parents split when she was 4. This traumatic occurrence haunted her for life. Later, in 1952, her mother married stuntman and actor Jock Mahoney. This marriage brought Sally more gloom than happiness. Sally recounted in her 2018 biography, In Pieces, that Mahoney used her as a teenager. She kept this secret for decades, shaping her worldview and self-image. Despite home pain, Sally escaped. She frequented Hollywood film sets with her mother, witnessing the magic happen. She became passionate about performing and storytelling. Sally started acting at school to express herself and escape her terrible home life. At Portola Middle School and Birmingham High School in Van Nuys, she developed her talent for performing. Her acting became more than a hobby. She used it to cope with everything. At 17, Sally attended a high school party that altered her life. She was encouraged by a talent agent to audition for a Columbia Studios acting workshop. This modest idea sparked something bigger. Sally worked hard for 8 weeks at the workshop, learning to act with other fresh talent. Though difficult, the program helped her grow. In this period, she pleased casting director Marcia Levy, who was looking for new TV series actors. Sally's charisma and emotional depth made her stand out. Leading Gidget in 1965 was Sally's first major role. This show featured Southern California surfer kid Frances Gidget Lawrence during her adolescent years. Even though Sally was 18, she beat 75 other actresses to the job. Her lively performance made Gidget approachable and lovable, especially for teens. The cheerful, fresh show started in September 1965 but stopped after 1 season. April 1966 marked the last episode. Though many feared this would terminate Sally's career early, something unexpected happened. Gidget replays were popular with teens in the summer. This unexpected triumph made Sally a sensation and showed she could connect with people. ABC sought another Sally project after Gidget, so she starred in The Flying Nun. This odd comedy, which premiered on September 7, 1967, portrayed Sally as Sister Bertrille, a young nun who could fly due of her lightweight and the enormous cornet she wore. Sally's warmth and charm made Sister Bertrille a fan favorite, despite the odd notion. It aired 82 episodes over 3 seasons and was a cultural smash. Behind the scenes, Sally struggled. She said she didn't like working on The Flying Nun. "I hated it," she said. Being in her mid-20s in the early 1970s, she aspired to play mature and complicated characters. Hollywood continued casting her in charming innocent roles which infuriated her. In 1972, gambled by appearing topless in Stay Hungry. This stunned her fans and industry peers. She wanted to show she could play multiple characters, but it didn't work out. Her image didn't change after the film's limited release. Field risked more because he was stuck. She turned down sitcom opportunities from 1973 until 1976. She wanted to shatter her clean image, even if it may have ended her career. The great Lee Strasberg taught her at the Actors Studio in Los Angeles. She spent hours practicing and auditioning. She considered quitting acting due to career frustration. "I was ready to waitress or do anything else," she stated in 1976. "I couldn't stay in that sugary image forever." Her perseverance paid off in 1976, but it scarred her. Field wrote in her 2018 memoir, In Pieces, about her depression and eating disorder. The demand to reinvent herself was enormous, yet she persisted. Her involvement in Stay Hungry was crucial. Bob Rafelson directed the bodybuilding comedic drama. Field played gym receptionist Mary Tate, who gets involved with Jeff Bridges' rich Craig Blake. Field's partially nude scene in this role shocked onlookers. "I had never done anything like that before, and I wasn't sure I could," she said of the nudity. For the role, she lost 10 pounds on a stringent diet and workout schedule. The film featured Arnold Schwarzenegger's first big acting appearance. Field later praised his dedication as Joe Santo, a bodybuilder, despite his inexperience. Even though Stay Hungry opened in April 1976, it only made $5 million. Still, the picture established a cult following, and critics appreciated Field's performance. Roger Ebert termed her vulnerable and touching. The film won Schwarzenegger a Golden Globe for New Star of the Year, launching his acting career. The TV miniseries Sybil was her most significant part later that year. A woman with dissociative identity disorder from severe childhood abuse was the focus of the genuine story. Field played Sybil and 13 other characters, which was difficult. Each voice, mannerism and passion was unique. Field spent 6 months researching the condition, working with a dialect coach, and seeing psychiatric patients to prepare. She took the role seriously because it was her chance to show herself as an actress. The Sybil filming was rigorous. It was 12 weeks. Field often worked 16-hour days. She reenacted a terrible recollection of Sybil bound to a table in an emotional scene. Field dislocated her shoulder but finished the take since the sequence was so physically taxing. She gave it her all to play the character well. Sybil was a hit on NBC in November 1976. Nearly half of the U.S. population, 92 million, watched it. Field was lauded for her revolutionary performance. Sybil changed Field's career forever. She stated in her impassioned acceptance speech for her first Emmy for Outstanding Lead Actress. She transformed from light TV actress to serious and excellent performer. Fields reflected on this triumph, saying, "Smokey and the Bandit changed her career in 1977. Sally was most known for Gidget and the Flying Nun. Before this, people didn't associate her with action movies." Burt Reynolds, a Hollywood icon, suggested she play the role. The studio first disagreed. They wanted a gorgeous actress, but Burt convinced them she was perfect for the job. Filming began in Georgia on May 23, 1977. Summer heat and a $4.3 million budget made it difficult, often exceeding 35 degrees Celsius. Car pursuit scenes were very challenging to film. Was 41, and at the height of his career, while Sally, 30, wanted to transcend her TV image and succeed in movies. Despite the constraints, Burt relished playing practical jokes on everyone, making the set pleasant and playful. On May 27, 1977, the film opened to almost $126 million and was an unexpected hit. It had 2 sequels due to its success. Sally's breakthrough helped her transition from TV to movies. It started a personal relationship that will shape Burt and Sally's lives. Sally and Burt had chemistry from the start. Sally said in her biography, In Pieces, that they clicked immediately. She stated they had known each other for 3 or 4 days, but it seemed like 4 years. Their instant connection on screen made their characters' relationship feel authentic, contributing to the film's popularity. Their attraction became a relationship rapidly. Sally liked Burt's confidence and charisma. Burt was 11 years older than Sally and had rugged good looks and a fascinating charm. They often spent time together between takes, and the crew observed their deep bond. Burt's co-star Jerry Reed stated, "You can cut the tension with a knife." It was like seeing 2 teens fall in love. Their love began with passion and excitement, but issues soon arose. Burt was used to being the center of attention, so he struggled when Sally gained attention. Burt was noticeably offended when people sought for Sally's autograph more than his at a movie promotion. This was a preview of their relationship troubles. Later, Sally called it passionate, confusing, and hard. She reported affection and caring, but also many issues. Burt's control was a major issue. She stated in her memoir that it controlled her from the time she entered. Burt often imposed his job and personal choices on her, causing conflict. When Sally Field featured in Norma Rae in 1979, her life changed forever. The part wasn't initially for her. Big actors like Jane Fonda had been considered. When Sally had the chance, she went all out. She spent weeks in an Alabama textile factory to prepare. Her goal was to comprehend working-class women's lives. On set, she was fearless. The famous scene where she stands on a table holding a Union sign was her own stunt. Sally filmed that scene several times in a noisy hot mill until it was right. The film grossed $22 million, which was big back then. The critics praised Sally's act. They said she made her character fierce but vulnerable, which seemed authentic. Sally won several big awards for her work, and in 1980, she won her first Oscar for Best Actress. She honored her character's inspiration and the film's director in her address. This moment showed everyone Sally was more than a TV star. She was good at dramatic roles. The Cannes Film Festival showed Norma Rae that year. Sally felt nervous and excited. She wasn't used to being around Apocalypse Now director Francis Ford Coppola. Sally even made silly blunders like packing the wrong clothes for the cool weather. To stay warm, she used her motel blanket. Sally was frightened watching her festival film. After the film concluded, there was stillness, and she felt the crowd despised it. But then they stood and clapped for 10 minutes. Sally was astonished. She won Cannes Best Actress a few days later. She showed the world her talent in a big moment. Her career took off, but her relationship with Burt Reynolds soured. Burt wasn't delighted about Sally's success after dating since 1976. He first supported her, but as she won accolades and gained fame, he grew jealous. When she told him about Cannes, he rudely said she wouldn't win. Burt's behavior worsened as she won more accolades. He would sulk or say unpleasant things, and Sally could feel their connection weakening. Things got worse before the 1980 Oscars. Sally was nominated for Best Actress, but Burt declined. He even mocked her by telling a magazine that Hollywood didn't value real acting. Sally was pained, but kept going. David and Judy Steinberg, her friends, offered to drive her to the wedding. They made the night enjoyable by picking her up in a champagne-filled limo. Sally laughed and told reporters Burt had a prior appointment on the red carpet. The Oscar went to Sally that night. She was beaming on stage as she thanked her movie collaborators. She ignored Burt. His absence indicated how their relationship altered. Despite 2 more years together, things were never the same. They couldn't close the gap caused by Sally's accomplishment. In 1984, Sally Field received her second Oscar for Places in the Heart, a career milestone. 5 years after winning her first Oscar for Norma Rae in 1979, this demonstrated she was a top Hollywood actress. Sally played widow Edna Spaulding in 1935 Texas, trying to salvage her farm and support her family during the Great Depression. Sally initially rejected the role. It was too much like her Norma Rae character, so she rejected it 3 times. But Robert Benton, the director, persisted. He visited her home and spent hours encouraging her to act. Living with a Texas family prepared Sally. She learned to milk cows, pick cotton, and kill chickens. Everyone praised her hard work and performance. Her Oscar speech was renowned too. Sally said, "I can't deny you like me now." Many misquoted as, "You like me, you truly like me." This phrase was her response to critics who called her first Oscar win fortunate. This legendary moment is still discussed. Afterward, Sally proved she could play several parts. She appeared in 2 distinct films, Steel Magnolias, 1989, and Mrs. Doubtfire, 1993. Her character Mullen, in Steel Magnolias, mourned her daughter Shelby. Her dramatic funeral scene is considered one of her greatest on screen. The film starred Dolly Parton and Julia Roberts, and grossed well. Sally wasn't the first option for the part, which is intriguing. In Mrs. Doubtfire, Sally and Robin Williams played a dad who impersonates a nanny to see his kids. Meg Ryan and Deborah Winger were offered at first, but they declined. Sally played Miranda, mother. She first declined the role because Robin's humor would overshadow her. She agreed because the director promised to improvise with him. The movie has an accidental comedy moment. She trod on Robin's artificial nose, which clung to her shoe. Profits exceeded $441 million for the film. As she aged, Sally played mature parts. In 1994's Forrest Gump, she played Tom Hanks's mother, Mrs. Gump. Even though Sally was just 10 years older than Tom, she was convincing with makeup and clothes. She needed hours of makeup to age for some scenes. Her acting was so superb, she was nominated for a SAG Award. Sally and Natalie Portman featured in Where the Heart Is 2000. Sally played motherly roles for younger actors in this film. She mentored Natalie behind the scenes on Spotlight Experience. Sally stunned everyone with Broadway in 2002. Her film The Goat, or Who is Sylvia? Dark, disturbing play. Her performance was a hit. She proved she could do more than movies and TV. Sally kept going throughout the 2000s. Sally Field's brothers and sisters' performance as Nora Walker revived her fame. The show premiered on September 24, 2006, with Betty Buckley as Nora. Sally was cast because the producers wanted something new. The choice was good, because she portrayed Nora so well that everybody loved her. Widow Nora discovered her spouse was cheating. Additionally, she had to deal with her adult children's issues. The show's 5 seasons and 109 episodes showcased Sally's brilliance as she made Nora's story of loss, self-discovery, and progress feel real. Her performance earned Sally an Emmy in 2007. The 59th Primetime Emmy Awards were on September 16. After 30 years without an Emmy for Sybil, winning was wonderful. Her speech made the moment more renowned. She said, "If mothers governed the world, there would be no goddamn wars." Fox cut her off. She stopped speaking after God. A heated debate ensued about free speech and whether award presentations should include political statements. Sally's 2012 role as Mary Todd Lincoln in Lincoln was another career highlight. Getting this job was hard. In 2005, Steven Spielberg considered her for the part, but the film changed a lot. Sally gained 25 pounds to resemble Mary Todd Lincoln and researched her life. She sought Spielberg's permission to audition and performed alongside Tommy Lee Jones. Her in-character meeting with Day-Lewis was the highlight. Abraham and Mary Todd Lincoln improvised for hours. Spielberg and Day-Lewis realized she was suited for the role. Sally played clever, complicated Mary Todd in Lincoln, who struggled with emotional turmoil. Mary mourned her children while supporting her husband in the Civil War. Sally's acting was lauded when the film opened on November 9, 2012. She received Academy Award and Golden Globe nominations. People considered this her best role, even if she didn't win. Special recognition was given to Sally in 2023. She joined the American Academy of Arts and Sciences, one of the nation's oldest and most esteemed organizations. Sally Field revealed intriguing Smokey and the Bandit information. She called her on-screen kiss with Burt Reynolds the worst in a 2022 interview. She said he wasn't good at it, and made fun of the drooling. This astonished viewers, especially because their on-screen chemistry seemed great. Field wasn't initially interested in the film. She said she hated the writing in 2018. Burt Reynolds said the script was bad, but he got her to join by promising to improvise. Much of what people liked about the movie originated from their set ingenuity, not the writing. Why Reynolds wanted Field in the film is funny. In Gidget, he declared he loved her. Is Gidget really? Field was confused. He wants me because. It worked, despite being random. Smokey and the Bandit grossed $126 million in the U.S. It had 2 sequels, one of the 1970s most beloved films. The movie seemed lighthearted, but Reynolds' relationship was more complex. In her memoir, Field stated their bond was immediate and intense. Their friendship grew so swiftly that the first 4 days on site felt like 4 years. Not everything was ideal. Reynolds was 41 when Field, 30, detected his drug use. Percodan, Valium, and weird chest injections were his medications. Field wanted to assist Reynolds. She surreptitiously got him a Miami Heart Institute appointment. Despite his good health report, she advised him to receive stress and anxiety treatment. Reynolds rejected her attempts as self-delusional nonsense. Their connection was contradictory, regarded it as a perfect fault match. Reynolds eventually regretted how he handled Field, despite their turbulent relationship. He told Vanity Fair in 2015 that she was his life and that he missed her. It's unclear why I was stupid. Unfortunately, Field revealed that she and Reynolds didn't speak for 30 years. Without this connection, Sally Field married twice. Her first marriage began with a high school romance. She married Stephen Craig in Las Vegas on September 16, 1968. Sally was 21 and Stephen 23. They honeymooned in Jamaica, hopeful for the future. Unfortunately, things went wrong. The marriage was exhilarating and difficult. Their 7-year relationship produced 2 sons. On November 10, 1969, Peter was born, and Eli on May 25, 1972. After their mother, both entered the entertainment industry. Peter became a famous screenwriter for Top Gun: Maverick and The Batman. Eli directed the cult comedy Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. Despite good parenting moments, Sally and Stephen's relationship deteriorated. Sally later realized she married Stephen for improper reasons. She craved stability and feared losing him. Stephen's departure from Hollywood and hippie lifestyle made things worse. The sons divide time between Sally's Brentwood home and Stephen's commune. It made their childhoods different. The divorce was formalized on August 1, 1975, after the couple separated in 1973. After his divorce, Stephen remained active with his sons. Peter dropped out of high school, so Stephen gave him a rigorous construction job in Oregon to help him recover. This highlighted how convoluted but intertwined their family was. Sally married again years later. On December 15, 1984, she married film producer Alan Grisman. This followed her public romance with Burt Reynolds. Alan felt like the steadiness Sally needed for a fresh start. He made Fletch and the Bucket List. Samuel, their son, was born December 2, 1987. Sally was 41 and thrilled to be a mom again. Son of artistic parents, Samuel became a writer and director. Despite her dreams for a long marriage, their partnership struggled. Sally joked, "I'm not very good at marriage," referring to her struggles. Their work and family pressures likely kept them apart. On June 24, 1994, Sally and Alan divorced after nearly 10 years. Sally showed her strength and dedication to her family by raising Samuel alone while acting. Later, Sally became recognized for campaigning, not acting. After her 19-year-old son Sam came out as gay, she ardently supported LGBTQ+ rights. Sam gave Sally the trophy and said he appreciated her support, especially after he came out. Sally advocated for Hollywood gender equality and women's rights. She boldly spoke up for her beliefs in her 2007 Emmy speech, saying, "If mothers ruled the world, there would be no goddamn wars." She continued. Sally protested and campaigned for the environment. She was detained in 2017 for opposing pre-existing condition health care cuts.